Hello, Ramley and other NFL family. I'm Peo Time, but I do have 5 unique things that I kind of noticed and were my 5 takeaways from the draft. And I'm just going to share them here. And then I do want to talk about just the draft experience as a Rams fan this year afterwards. So I'll get right into it here. My first takeaway is, man, the Rams HR department is going to be busy. Like, that is so let me get this straight here. You have 14 draft picks and then 24 unrestricted free agent rookies. And that is how you're gonna revitalize this roster, right? And I'll share this here, because Sharon's caring, is like I always say, is the Rams brothers posted this. I thought it was great. He said the Rams roster totaled up to 83 players now. It was at 45 just 4 days ago. Couldn't imagine how much work it requires to bring in 38 bodies over a single weekend. And wouldn't have minded seeing the Rams on Hard Knock this season. Rams brothers, I absolutely agree with that. That's an influx of talent. That's an influx of players that have dreams, goals, ambitions to make it in the NFL. And welcome to the Rams. All the Rams new players. This is a massive roster overhaul. We knew this was coming from when they moved on from Jalen Ramsey, from when they moved on with Bobby Wagner and Leonard Floyd and Greg Gaines, and they let so many players walk away. They were going to get younger and cheaper, and this is the decision that the Rams made to do it. This is the strategy that they are taking to building their roster, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the ride. And like you and many other Ram fans out there, we're going to see how this works out. But Rams HR department, I know how much work it can be to onboard, a new employee and new players and things like that. So blessings on you as you take on that massive task. That being said, with that influx of talent, my second takeaway, and I feel like no one's talking about this, is the Rams cap issues will be fixed next year. Now this year, they're not. We are taking on so much dead cap this year. So if we look at this here in overthecap.com, appreciate what they do. If you look at this here, so this year we, not much cap space, 1.9 million. But because of the moves they made, bam, next year, 53.6 million. And it totals $74.2-ish million. That's a lot of dead money, but they clearly made a conscious decision. You know what? We're going to absorb this dead cap hit right here, right now, this year, so that next year we are not going to be in cap trouble anymore. And there aren't a lot of owners and a lot of teams that would do that. That's definitely a Rams thing, that they're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna take the dead cap hit to retool our roster, and it's been working for him in the McSnead era, and we'll see if it continues to work. I don't think we've seen it quite on this level before, so that'll be very telling. But that's something I don't want to take away from getting a massive haul of draft picks like this. Allows you to recruit a lot of young talent. And we're going to see some of this talent on the field next year because we need them to. My third takeaway, the Rams drafted football players. And I know that I've heard a lot of people criticize, different picks that the Ram made, or they praise the picks and things like that. These seem like high football IQ guys. When you're going through the list, say what you want, about Byron Young or Kobe Turner or Stetson Bennett, Steve Avila, all these players. When you hear them talk, they sound like football players. They sound like players with high football IQ. And I know that's not necessarily the hottest take, but it is something I like, because we've seen all these athletic talents over the years that come in and they maybe just don't get the football IQ side of it. But that's something that I really appreciate what the Rams. They seem to value that football IQ a lot more than other teams might have, and I'm that's what, to be honest, that's the main reason I'm happy about this draft. I don't care that some of them are 24, 25 years old. I believe these are football players that can come in, contribute, because not just on the field we're going to see them, they're going to contribute off the field, in player meetings, in the locker room. And I'm excited about it. The Rams drafted football players. Fourth takeaway, defense heavy. And we knew that going into this draft that the Rams needed players on defense. But when you look at who the Rams drafted and the players that are coming in as undrafted free agent, there's an opportunity for this Rams defense to look a lot different next year. I'm not going to say losing Jalen Ramsey was a good thing. I still don't like that trade. It happened. I'm over it, kind of. But I do think that this defense will look drastically different next year, because I believe Raheem Morris is going to retool this defense to be something that isn't a shell of Brandon Staley's system from kind of what we've seen in some ways. I'm a firm believer that Raheem Morris, he's going to change this defense, and I hope it's for the better. I'm hoping that we don't have the bend but don't break defense that many Ram fans talk about. I'm hoping that with all these edge rushers we drafted, that we'll be able to get after the quarterback, that we'll be able to make some big plays on defense, and hopefully stop them between the 20s. My final takeaway, my fifth and final takeaway from this NFL draft 2023, McVay picked his first quarterback in the draft. He's the first quarterback that Sean McVay ever drafted. And say what you want about Stetson Bennett, and I'll admit to, I don't follow college football as closely as some, but the take on him is, he's played in big games. He's older. He's a veteran QB. He's a winner. Things like that. And then they have all the things against him as, he's not an elite arm talent, or all these things. But say what you want in your criticisms or your praises. The reality is Sean McVay drafted a quarterback, and he hasn't done that before. And I'm here for it. And I'm excited for it. I hope that Sean McVay drafted him not just because he likes him as a person, but because he believes in him as a football talent. If for some reason Stafford goes down, I'm hoping that Bennett can come right in and sling it with the best of them. And the expectation on backup quarterbacks are less than a starter, obviously. I don't believe that Bennett's going to come in and challenge for Stafford's job or anything like that. I don't even know if Bennett was drafted to be the quarterback of the future of the Rams. I believe he was drafted to back up Matthew Stafford. And, it'll be a year-to-year thing, or however many years he's with us. But you like that he played with a winning team, and you like that he's coming in here from the same school that Stafford went to in Georgia. And I'm cheering him on. And my main reason for liking the pick is McVay is, I'm sure it was a committee, but McVay is one of the ones that made the decision, we're going to pick this guy. He's going to be our backup quarterback. We're going to invest time and effort into training this guy, teaching him our offense, bringing him along. So anyway, those are just my 5 takeaways for this NFL draft. Let me know yours in the comments below. I will say, in general, I had a fun time with the draft. I had my brothers over. We, got to enjoy good food, good company. And it was funny when you're watching the draft through like rounds 5 and 6, and it seemed like the Rams always had a pick coming up on the screen. And Alexis Kraft on the Downtown Rams live show, I remember she said something along the lines of, whenever the Rams were about to pick, it seemed like the NFL Network went to commercial break, and I absolutely felt that. It was infuriating. But in general, I had a great weekend with the Rams draft. I'm excited to cheer on these players. I'm excited to learn about these players. I'm excited to talk to you, watching about these players. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If you're new here, thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that jazz. And as always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams! Woohoo!
Thank you very much.